Happy Monday and welcome to Beyond the Gym Floor. It is not Benjamin. It is Jason and I on today's episode, and we are unpacking all things of the most contentious and overthought topic, social media. In this episode, we go into a lot of detail, not just about what you should post. We give you a very structured plan on how to plan your content Monday to Sunday for the week and how to break that down, but also how things have changed over the last few years. So if you've been posting a certain way, it used to get you so many clients and now it doesn't seem to be hitting the mark anymore. We break all of that down and just how the landscape of online marketing for your coaching business has changed. Now, don't forget, if you are listening to this and you're not already subscribed or following us on whatever platform you listen on, please do that now. Make sure you tell us how much you love this episode and how Jason and I are much better on here than he and Ben are. Obviously me being the differing factor here. And also, if you are a coach and you want a bit more detail on this, jump online and book a call. We can talk to you about Standout PT and how that's going to help you in much more detail, get you from where you are to 10K months, whether that is face-to-face, online, or hybrid of both. But for now, welcome to the episode and I hope you enjoy.
Oh, you know what? We're going to do this on this episode because there's a lot of business owners that appreciate their time. So I want to talk about the great VM debate.
The great VM debate.
So the results I was really disappointed in, if I'm being super honest, because more people liked voice messages than not.
Yes.
But what I feel like people missed was that I wasn't clear enough about social settings to business settings, because someone was like, hey man, like I said, the tone and the vibes and, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I said, so I have 5 staff or like 5 people I work with.
Yeah.
There's the coaches in Standout PT, and then I have like 50 something clients. So I'm like, imagine if they voice messaged you every day. I was like, you'd be just reading voice messages all day. And then he was like, oh, fuck that.
I have
a
caveat.
Like, thank you.
I do not voice message or get voice messages from my clients. I tell them they will send me a big voice message unless I specifically ask for one. I'm like, can you detail XYZ?
Yeah, if it's like a niggle or something, I'm like,
yeah.
I know you're not going to be able to type that.
Yes.
So just explain it to me.
So I caveat
quickly,
to
though.
all my girls, if they reply to my check-in with a voice message, I say to them, it's the same message every time. Hey, thank you so much for the detail. However, I like this to be searchable because I like to be able to search through our chat.
Recall information.
That's
our job.
I cannot search through our chat and put together timelines if it's in voice message, especially in WhatsApp. So can you please dot point it and
absolutely
thing. So with clients, I do not do voice messages.
Yeah, I love it.
Socially, I do though.
Well, 52% of people say that voice messages are a thing, but the overwhelming result was that it has to be under a minute. There were 14% of people that said over 2 minutes was acceptable.
No.
I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, no.
I know Steph and her friends will just like talk about their day.
Yes.
So they'll like, because they work at different schools, they'll like just give each other the
my
DL.
girl group chats are like, it's like 7 minutes once.
Yeah. So one day Steph was just walking around the house and she was just talking. And then I thought she was on the phone. And then she just kept going. And I was like, surely no one's listening to that and not talking back, right?
That's how I feel every day.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm just updating so-and-so on my day. I was like, there's no fucking way I would listen to that. Like, that went for ages. But yeah, maybe we're all just different.
When it's from the girls,
yeah,
I put my headphones in, put my phone down. If it's on iMessage, your phone can lock. It doesn't matter. It still keeps playing. So it's like a podcast. It's like a podcast of people that I love telling me about stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just you and I are 2 totally different people.
No, I feel like girlhood's a little bit different to male friendships.
Yeah, there's no way. Like, we wouldn't even be able to talk for that long. It's like...
No, I know enough men.
We play golf for like 9 hours and then we'll come home and then it's like, oh, so how's so-and-so? How are the kids? And I'm like, yeah, good. Like, anything else? I'm like, nah, they're good. And you're like, what'd you talk about when you played golf? Golf? Really? I'm like, yeah, we're at golf. Like, why would we not talk about golf at golf?
It's like the infamous thing of like a man finds out that like a guy and his missus broke up, and
Oh.
it's like, what happened? And it's like, I don't know, they broke up.
Yeah, so
And there's like no other film.
I've
Whereas
actually-
I'll tell you what color her shirt was
Yeah.
when she was having the conversation.
and you'll message like Steph would message me instantly. Where like I've done like it's been like 4 weeks, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that. She'd be like, how did you forget to tell me that? I'm like, I don't know, wasn't that fucking important? Like, yeah, it's just like
Nah, I love being a woman for that reason. We
Yeah.
are just so invested.
you know what? I'll have being a male because we're very simple. It's very good. It's very easy. Get
You're
away
the
with
one
a
that
lot of
said
things.
it. Men are simple.
Absolutely.
Quoted by Jason
100%. Yeah. Multitasking is not my thing. This is like one task at a time.
Nah, you're all right.
Just be good at the thing, guys, without voice messages. All right. Today we're going to talk about social media because the landscape's changing, and we are about to pivot on our social media strategy. And we've kind of been pivoting this year already because there's been a really significant change in the landscape. So I know some of the biggest discussions in Standout lately have been, not just around like messaging and obviously getting clear on, who people work with and stuff, but it's like doubling right down to content, the strategies, how to make the content, what's working and what's not.
Yeah.
So today we're going to give an idea of what was working and what's not anymore. So if you were like me, you're like the science-based educator, it's like we're kind of done right now. Like we have to pivot our messaging and how we portray things a little bit differently. And then just an idea of like what a posting schedule would look like with some examples and stuff like that. So everyone can walk away with a ton of value from the episode, which is what we always want. What I also want you guys to low-key do, right? If you really like this episode, just let us know so that like,
we never get Ben on again.
So I can tell Ben like, hey man, like I'm way better host than you. Just let you know.
Oh,
It's like I'll
love
put
you,
together-
Ben.
yeah.
He's not listening to this.
No, he's lying on a beach somewhere or something.
Yeah, he won't listen to this.
He like 6
but-
a.m. where he is right now, so he's probably just waking up.
No, give us a lot of views. So Ben's like, what the fuck did they talk about?
Yeah.
So then he has to listen.
So, what was working, I think, is important to kind of start with. So,
Infographics.
yeah. So that's right. Yeah. So we had like static value posts, like macro breakdowns. Like here's a workout, like really simple stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
here's a workout. Educational infographics, like you kind of mentioned, and I was big on those. And like to be really
They
fair,
worked.
like yeah, absolutely. But this is like we're talking like maybe 2020 to 2022. And I think there was a little bit of an aftermath of that.
Yeah.
And then moved into like that really fast, over edited,
The TikTokers.
polished. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Clean before and after photos. You were just like, here's the results. I still kind of do those. And I do them more for like, I don't necessarily do them for like reach. I do them for when people land on the page. It's like your business card. So I
Yes.
feel like, but if you wanted them to serve the purpose like within your funnel right now, it's like you can't do them that way anymore. And then, just like a lot of visuals. So even just like photos of you training, like still photos with like no information on them. When it comes to authority and positioning, again, very science heavy, very fact heavy. So it's like it's 1 gram of protein is this many calories, and fucking your BMR times this and blah 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 is like, your total daily energy expenditure. This is how you manage your deficit. And like guys, I literally I built my business on this stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm calling myself out here as much as like
Yeah.
some people at home might be getting hurt. Basically, the I know more than you is what was working. Why it worked was because there was less competition, lower content volume, and like at the time, people wanted to have it very easily to access information.
Yes.
So we were just putting the information in front of people. We can't really do that anymore. I watched something during the week. Like one of the reasons like the evidence-based era is dead is because access to information is even easier now.
Yes.
Like again, you can just prompt an AI platform, use an LLM and just be like, give me all the information on said topic. Like granted, you've got to prompt properly, but how's that any different to like just them following a post that someone made?
Yeah.
So we've got to, now we've got to pivot with our content. What was your most prominent, like / reliable content strategy, like even style of content, in the last say 3 to 5 years? What would you say?
What was?
Yeah, so like even looking at that and like what did work, like was there anything that you kind of used to do that you're like, it just doesn't work anymore?
This is gonna piggyback off Ben's topic last week, his content topic, talking about feelings around training. So like, I don't know how I even describe that. Talking about getting confident or talking about being confident versus talking about the product rather than the journey. I think that's like the end result rather than the journey. So,
yeah, but you could get away with that.
Yeah, so like you just said, just posting static before and after photos versus the journey. So talking about the end product of confidence without the how and the journey leading up to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say that those things probably, and yeah, I exercise tutorials to a degree as well.
Yeah, there's ways to do that now. It's the messaging.
That's why I said to a degree.
Yeah, because you could just be like, this is how to do it. Where now you got to be like, if you're struggling to said pain that people experience, said problems. Again, problem aware. Cool. Let's make you solution aware.
So it used to be how to do an RDL. Now it is.
Yeah, if you're getting back pain in your RDLs, this is how to fix it.
Correct.
And you're still doing an RDL.
But it's the delivery of it.
Yeah.
So I still talk about people getting confident. You still talk about before and afters. It's just the delivery is so different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to pay attention anymore.
No.
Yeah, because we've already kind of done that surface level stuff.
Personality. Oh, that, you know what? That's later. I'll talk about it later.
we will get there too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's go with what the landscape looks like. So just full disclosure, guys, I got my AI agent, Alfred, who I've curated, to go off and do a comprehensive report on fitness, social media in fitness in Australia.
Yep.
And I was like, what's working, what's not, what did work, why do we need to pivot, and how does this look for us, moving forward? And then I made sure that kind of coincided with, the things that we're doing with our mentors and things that we're doing with our content. So it's like taking the information, taking the strategies that we're doing right now, and then molding it together and going like, this is what, your content strategy could look like if you're really struggling with like what to do and how to do it, especially with all the changes that are coming on. So firstly, thank you to Alfred. Got to say that.
Shout out Alfred.
Yeah. So if they do
Alfred, like Batman's right hand man.
Yeah.
Alfred?
Well, when it said like you have to give me a name, I was like, well, it's either Jarvis or Alfred.
We love Alfred.
For my age. So I was like,
yes.
I'm going with Alfred. So anyway, what the landscape looks like now. So reels are non-negotiable because they get the most amount of reach. So we're thinking about a strategy of like, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, especially like top, if reach is the goal. Because you're trying to get people in. You're trying to get them solution aware or problem aware. And they're trying to be like, oh, like Jess has made, like I have this problem now and I know why and Jess has told me. So I'm going to follow her page. So we want content that's going to kind of just really go out to the masses in your space, right? So that's the easiest way to describe that. So these are used for things like myth busting, demonstrations, but again, like in the micro niche that you work with. So if you're a physique coach and you work with, kind of bikini athletes, it's not like how to build your glutes. It's most bikini athletes have back pain, and they have back pain because they've got weak cores. They've got bad core control. They've got bad synchronization, in their hips. So you would do said exercise demonstration, and it's like, this is why you have
combat that problem.
Absolutely. This is where you have the pain. This exercise would fix it. It's still an exercise demonstration. You've got a little bit of humor stuff. So you'll see like, you can kind of just joke about the things within your space. Obviously, I make a lot of jokes about body dysmorphia. I make a lot of jokes about peptides. My clients have body dysmorphia and they use peptides, like some of them, So when you're thinking about humor, it's like, well, how do you capture the people to pay attention to you?
Yes.
And some people are doing that really well. And then you've got like transformation narratives. So you can talk about a story with somebody. So you have the before and afters that we spoke about before. You pop your face on it. It's like, hey, this is so-and-so. This is the journey, like you were talking about before. So they are going to be the bread and butter. I would say like they should make up a substantial amount of your content. Then you kind of mentioned it before about like human, like personality.
Faceless profiles are dead.
Yeah. Like, and honestly, like in the coaching space, people sell coaching. So like, for so long we were like, oh, we need the brand to move, like to drive the authority. We did that for so long. And then it was like, no, man, just double down on the person. The person drives the brand.
Yeah.
The person drives the coaching. Because people decide on a person. They don't decide.
Who they click with. Like,
Absolutely.
It's in this era of social media currently, the parasocial relationship is so important. How connected they feel to you is going to be the determining factor, because there are enough apps out there, if they want something faceless and they don't care about the person, that's where they're going to go. Their relationship to you is going to be whether they choose your little business with 2,000 followers over here versus
the big pages, the big brands. And
yeah,
I think like you guys have to consider the product you're delivering. We deliver coaching, and coaching is getting the most out of a person.
Yes.
And how you get the most out of a person isn't just like, here's your program and like, see you later. You know, there's discussions about, you know, things in other elements of their life.
Yeah.
Trying to line everything up to get the most out of them in their situation. So they're not choosing a faceless business for that.
No.
Like they want to feel safe. They want to feel connected. They want to feel aligned with that person. And to decide that, they've spent some time with you on the internet.
Yeah. Like a coaching niche is so much more than just what you enjoy coaching. It's the person that you're able to connect with and help the most. And that's why when you're misaligned with your niche, you're not connecting with that person, and it's not landing with that person.
So relatable human content is outperforming pure education.
Yeah.
So if you still are like, so the one thing I'm like really trying to do for myself now is I just like tell a story about the lack of skill I had and how I got the skill and what the skill gave me to get results as people. So it's still like, hey, I'm smarter than you. Like you can still, if that's your MO, like talking about your degree of experience, which you absolutely can. Like I'm 17 years into this game. Like I'm not just like going to push that.
You're going to lean on that.
Yeah, I'm not going to push that aside because, educational content dead now. I'm like, okay, find another way. Like find another way to deliver it. So
humanize yourself in the process of the delivery.
100%. So things you can do, talk about your personal life. Everyone loves like, this is what I enjoy to do outside of the gym. Like I don't just go to work and train, even though I just go to work and train. But I love my dog. I love to go out. I love my wife. I love our life. So showing people like the other elements of who you are is super important because for that relatability. Behind the scenes, day in the life, what's going on in business, you know, what goes on, you know, behind the athlete, like all that stuff's still super cool. Family, show your kids, show your dog if you want to. Obviously online, you don't have to. Like some people don't agree with that, which is absolutely fine. And then like share big milestones. You know, again, like one thing I never really thought about doing was like sharing like things like that because I come from a background where I just like we just did the thing.
Yeah.
And it was never a big deal. So even when I bought my first car, like I didn't really appreciate how big of a deal that was. And then when I bought my first brand new car, I was actually ashamed to show people. You know, and because I just like I was getting successful and I was making money and you know, I just like
you didn't want to feel like you were rubbing it in or
that's right. I didn't and
bragging.
I didn't have a circle that was comfortable to celebrate wins around like money and success. So it did come like I had this preconceived idea that it come across like I was bragging. So I never really got to do those things. And then I was like, so it was only like the last like 2 or 3 years where I'm like, this was the time when I did this and I kind of like celebrated it like 5 years later, which is crazy. But that stuff's really working now because everybody wants to kind of just see, you know, what's going on.
People want to be able to either see themselves in other people or see themselves in another person that's doing what they want to do. So like they may not be where you are yet. They may not be your age or with your level of experience or have your physique yet, but they want to know that someone like Jason that started things that I know about you, saving money in fucking shoeboxes and like, you know, not depositing it and doing all of that stuff. Like someone that started like that couldn't even get a loan for their first car, like is now in the position that you're in. And they're like, holy fuck, if Jace can do it.
That's the message.
I can do it.
The message is we're all just people at the end of the day, you know, and it's really easy to see the snapshot from the outside looking in, like of what people portray online and then think everyone's perfect. To take the person down off the pedestal to a more even platform, which people are wanting now, humanizing yourself is how you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's if you're not doing, like, I know I'm having a lot of conversations with coaches who are a little bit like kind of hesitant to show their life. And they're like, oh, but, you know, I don't have anything interesting to show. And I'm like, it's not about that. It's about
Because
just
some people need to see that it can be boring too.
it's
Like-
showing what you do and what they do is the same, and you're here, and they put you here, and they're there, and they want to get to where you are.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not, oh, there's something special, there's something there. Sometimes it is like, oh, they're just like me, so that means I can do it.
Well, like something that's big for me. So I've never targeted mums in my content. Like
Yeah.
I've never ever done that. And occasionally I will say like, yeah, I've done XYZ with Parker here the whole time, but like it's just a way to show that like even though my life is 100% revolved around a little human,
Yeah.
I never display that online. However, you see so much of my life that like my chatbot frames me as the big sister.
Yeah.
So like I position myself as a big sister, and it's like what you do throughout the day, however you carry yourself, whatever. Like, yeah, you don't have to post your kid. You don't have to post your family. Like
Yeah.
there are so many ways for people to feel connected to you without you doing that as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
And I think that's important. Like coming from a parent, I do post Parker's face, but like I'm not posting what days he goes to kinder, what days like nothing like that. I don't need you to know my schedule.
Absolutely.
You just need to know that I'm busy doing other
Agreed.
things. Like
Yeah. It
there are
doesn't have to
ways-
be extravagant either.
Oh God, no.
It doesn't have to only be when you do extravagant shit too.
No.
Like I see that with people as well. Like it's,
Yeah.
there'll just be a big gap between stuff because they don't think it's big enough. And then when they do something like, oh, we did this. Like sometimes, man, I'm just walking my dog, going to the gym and like talking to people on the internet.
Yep.
Like, and I have no issues in sharing that. It's like, yep, cool, man. Another week of putting steel on the walls. Like
Yeah.
just building towards the dream. Like,
Yeah.
you know, most of the time weeks are like this. They're not, you know, fancy dinners and go on the Formula One and fucking flying to Sydney and, you know, going to deep, like to raves and shit. It's like, that's not what happens every weekend,
No.
you know, but it happens sometimes.
Yes.
Myth busting still strong. So I think that won't ever fade. I think your delivery needs to be in alignment with your personal brand. So I don't mind myth busting. I don't like myth busting when you're calling someone out and
Hate calling
hammering them
out.
into the ground and, you know, trying to make you look better. I like the idea of like, people say this. This is why that is incorrect because I have all of this evidence and proof to suggest it. So you get to decide on who you choose. That's it. And that's my own personal brand. If you want to be the person to hammer someone into the floor, that's fine. I have no issues with that. You're going to have your own tribe and those people are going to be fine. You want to live that way, that's cool. Like I don't have the energy to live like that. But that's fine. So myth busting is great, especially in your space. Make it sharp, make it clear, make it simple, make it outcome focused. Don't make it personal attack based.
Boom. That's the important part.
Comments to CTA to generate lead is super important. So people like engaging on a word in a post is definitely like driving engagement and driving conversations. So comment, you know, said word in the text and you'll get said thing. You'll get something, be it a value add, a lead magnet, you know, a strategy, like not a strategy, like maybe like a technique thing or something. Whatever it is that you're trying to, you know, going to have a conversation about to, you know, essentially just sell them coaching at the end of the day. Like,
Yes.
So it's engagement driven, and it's there to increase your lead list as well. So make sure you guys are doing that. And then transformation and storytelling. So talking about people's transformations like we spoke about. Swipe to reveal is really good. So again, it's like encouraging people to, you know, kind of engage on the content. Narratives, talking about this is where this person was and this is where they are now. And then challenge-based outcomes as well. It's like this person experienced this, you know, obstacle and we worked on this together. And that's the one that I feel most coaches undervalue because they don't put those challenges on a pedestal. Like if someone's not hitting, you know, their protein intake, if they're not recovering, if they're not sleeping better, you know, and they are feeling like just perpetually like shit, they just think because they're normal conversations you have every day, that's not something to celebrate when you solve them.
I 100% am so guilty of this because like, I'll look at something that I just go over in a check-in with a client, whether it's like a technique change in something or it's like lumbar pelvic control in an RDL and this person's not getting back pain anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, that is the most simple post to make that will just
that
learn
everybody experiences that someone's going to go, fuck, I have back pain.
It can be so simple that you just solve it so frequently that you take for granted that that's an issue that so many people have.
Yeah.
A small strategy that you put in place for your client to hit their protein or like something
100%.
like that everyone can do with the reminders.
Doesn't have to be this really dramatic before and after. Like the internet's flooded people with that. So Now it's about telling stories on the micro problems that they have that you're solving with your current clients every day.
Yes.
So then they're like, oh, it's like a snapshot into working with you.
I think that that's talking to like a lot of the trainers at iGym and things like that at the moment. It's like posting about your clients can be overwhelming, especially when you're newer at it and don't have as many.
Yeah, the results.
Yeah, you don't have enough skin in the game because you haven't been in it long enough to have a huge, substantial thing. Doesn't mean you're not changing lives every day.
Every client has a story that you can tell every week about something you solve for them.
Yes.
Without being like, we lost 10 kilos over 12 weeks.
Yeah.
If you're 3 months into the game, you can still tell stories. You're solving problems all the time. So everybody has the ability to do that now. So the story is struggle, structure, execution, result. Like if you wanted to tell a story about a client, it's like, what was the struggle? What structure did you implement? What's your method? How did you execute it? And what was the result?
Yeah.
Like very, very simple format.
And I think I'm just going to add something in there as well. You're not talking to other coaches when you explain that.
No, absolutely
You are
not.
explaining it as though you explained it to that client. Simplify it. You know your shit.
Yep.
That's like, because I think that's where everyone gets caught up.
100%.
In speaking to other coaches rather than speaking to the person's problem that they're solving.
Speaking to people who aren't going to buy off them and worrying about what they think is the complete opposite of what we want to do. We want to help the people that we're going to help, and they're not your peers.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to bring this all together, because people are going to be like, all right, I know all this stuff. Like, how do I integrate this into my content strategy? So first, we need to start with the content ecosystem structure. So we talk to the guys about like kind of 3 styles of content, or like 3 types of funnels that we need to have. So first, we need to have like a top of the funnel like content strategy, and that's problem aware. The goal is reach here, and the idea is that said person needs to know that they have this problem, and you've highlighted it for them in whatever micro niche it is. So like we were talking about before, could be said bikini athlete who the problem is like you have back pain because you don't execute your RDLs properly.
In powerlifting, you roll the bar forward on your deadlifts. Yeah,
absolutely. So you're making some form of content but for that. It can be kind of a little bit more generalized if you want it to be. Like it doesn't have to be that micro specific. But if you know your ideal client, like I'm doubling down on that shit. And I'm like, the problem is this. Like you do too much hinging and your abs are weak as fuck. So then we go to and then so the idea with this type of content is we want to have a frequency of like 2 to 3 times per week with this, because you want reach-based content, you want nurture-based content, and then you want like hard sell-based kind of style of content. So then we move to like middle of the funnel. So these people have gone from reaching, it's like, cool, I've thrown the catchment over to these people, I'm dragging them into my funnel now. So this is where we start to nurture the people. Like they're in your ecosystem now. They know that Jess is the powerlifting coach that makes women look good at the same time. So they're like, cool. You're making content now being like, okay, let's make this solution aware. It's like, this is how you fix the main pains that you have. And then that person's like, fuck, Jess is really good at her job. Maybe when the timing is right, or when I have the right sequence and the right moment with the right information, etc., I'm going to choose her to be my coach. So the goal here is authority and trust, right? So the content style changes. So I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they were like, I'm just posting shit to get likes. Like I just thought, like if I just post things that are funny to get as much reach as possible and do that with all of my content, that's going to be the strategy. I'm like, okay, we need some of that. We need more of this, this, and this. Like you're not doing any direct like work with me stuff. You're not doing any direct nurturing stuff. So just showing you guys like the difference between just like posting noise and posting a strategic strategy. So the content that we could do, structured breakdowns in your niche on a particular client experiencing a specific thing. Why a generic approach, or why maybe a traditional approach in powerlifting fails, and why your method is a better decision for the person that you work with. So you're like busting the myth of like maybe linear periodization is the most superior fucking strength model, and your method here is a more personalized kind of approach in a non-linear way, and you can prove that it's better. So for anyone that's going to watch that in said demographic that you work with, they're going to go, Jess is the person. She's great. She's really good at getting these outcomes. So what you can do here is like carousels, educational reels, and I like the idea in this particular area of the funnel to double down on your system. If you don't have a method, if you don't have a rational way of making decisions to drive the outcome in your space, you cannot market something that people want. And that is the thing that people are going to buy off you. So if you don't know how to do that, have a think about all the ways that you get results of people. Like, what are the main pillars you lean on? And then maybe break it up into like 3 distinct kind of areas that you can kind of market as a system. Frequency, again, we're looking at like 2 to 3 times per week. Because if you're posting every day, I just like the idea of like 3 top of funnel, 3 middle of funnel, maybe 1 bottom. I mean, you can probably get away with like a personal brand one in there somewhere. Like just remove, I'd probably say maybe top. Like it just depends where you're at. Like if you're building followers, if you're nurturing people, like you could just like switch, kind of one of those posts out.
So if someone comes to you, Jason, they're like, how many times a week should I post? What is your blanket answer?
I think every day is the standard now. Like I don't think it's hard as a business, especially if you're here trying to grow a business to like 10K months and you want to do a major portion of that online and you're still face to face. If you're not posting every day, there's people who are, and they're capturing attention that you're not. And because there's so many people online now, the attention is getting spread and people aren't spending enough time with you guys to take action. So not only do you not have a good strategy, but you're also not allowing people to spend more time with you. So it's kind of twofold, like why people aren't necessarily buying. So I think every day should be, kind of like the stock standard kind of approach. I don't necessarily think you need to kind of do more than that. I kind of had this thing where I was like, frequency is going to win. I think good quality content is still going to win.
Yep.
But I think you still need to post enough. And I think that every day that's not unreasonable when you look at it like this.
No.
So we go to like bottom of the funnel now. The thing that people for some reason just like loathe to do, which is the direct call to action. The goal here is to show you're good at your job, show the outcome, show the journey, and say to somebody, if you want this outcome, do this thing. Be it comment the word, apply for coaching, whatever it is. Like for some reason, there's just so much resistance to this in the online space. And if I'm being super honest, as someone who did it for 5 years, I just posted content. I did middle of the funnel and top of the funnel content forever. Never asked anyone to work with me. Barely got any clients. And as soon as I started saying, do this, comment this word, if you want said outcome, DM me this or apply for coaching, my books were full in like 5 months. So it fucking works is what I'm trying to say. Like it's a strategic strategy. Your prospect base need prompting.
They need an invitation.
Absolutely. So the goal here is conversion, as I said. The content we can use here, case studies. So again, talk about the journey. But don't talk about it like just problem-based and just whatever. It's like, talk about it as in like, this is what happened when someone locked the fuck in on my system.
Yeah.
It's like, I made this outcome. Like my system made this outcome. That's the message I want you guys to really talk about. Like be narrative with the transformation. It's like, we implemented this part of the system and we overcome this and this is how we did it. Like, go into detail on like, what the decisions you guys made so that people can be like, okay, so this is what it's like to work with Jace. Then you need to be like, if you want that outcome. So again, what's your offer statement? Your promise, the timeline. So if you want to lose 3 to 5 kilos in this timeline, just like so-and-so, what do you want them to do? Comment the word, apply for coaching, whatever. So you've got to tie it all together in this nice little bow for somebody.
Package.
But it's like, don't make it just like random shit. Everything has to flow on. It's like, what's your promise? Who do you work with? What's your promise? What's the timeline? Talk about that stuff within the funnel. And then down at the bottom here, show somebody you've got that outcome, at least once a week. And then say to them, if you want this outcome, this is what I want you to do. So that really kind of simplifies things. So I think that should happen once a week as like a post, at least, like a proper post on a page. And then I think you should be like CTAing on the stories at least twice a week. Adding the personal brand layer, non-negotiable still. So, we'll talk about like post frequency. If you want to go above 7, like you probably have to do like 8 or 9. If you're not quite there yet, maybe you could get away with like taking a couple of the top or the middle funnels out to put your personal brand in. But think about training clips, life, you know, kind of what you're doing. I just like the weekly dump. I think it's just the easiest way to do it.
Shows everyone your life in the quickest,
Capture
easiest
your fucking
way.
life and put
Yep.
it in a bunch of, like, you got 20, you know, different pieces of content that you could just put for someone to swipe at. It's like, there's no easier way to kind of do that and just move on from it.
Yep.
Like, I don't think that doing specific personal, like, maybe you could get away. Like, I like the storytelling stuff, like, of just like little moments in your life and little things if you're really confident of doing that. But for most of the people here are probably just like kind of struggling to get a foot on their schedule. Just do the weekly dump, man.
Yeah.
And just get used to capturing yourself. Like, I think someone said to me one day that, like, you just, like, how do you remind yourself to do this? Like, we were in Bali or something. I was just like, you know, taking a photo of the beach, and I was taking video of, you know, us on the scooter and us fucking at lunch. And he's just like,
I get this question all the time.
they're
about-
like, how do you think about doing that? I'm like, honestly, I had to make myself conscious of it.
it had to become a habit, and like
Yeah.
you then become very used to getting what you need to, but then being present.
Absolutely.
It's not like you're not living on your phone.
Nah.
It's
I got to get
Yeah.
5 seconds of this, and that's it.
that's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my strategy.
And
I'm
you don't
like,
have to use it then and there. It's good
No.
to have,
Yeah.
regardless.
Absolutely. So yeah, like, I just think if you guys are going somewhere and, like, just, you know, kind of capturing a day, you want to capture a day. It's just like, whenever you move to a different thing that you want to show people, get 5 seconds of footage of it, and then just
Done.
like get on. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Easy way to do that. So what a posting schedule could look like for you guys. So this is just an example based on everything that we've put together. So Monday we could go, you know, top of the funnel, you know, trying to get reach, myth busting reel. Tuesday, carousel. Doesn't have to be overly polished as well. It can literally just be like photos with like the actual text from like Instagram, like overlaid. Super easy way to do it. Just pop them in your stories, write the content.
Overdone Canva infographics are not necessary.
Yeah, I don't know if they hit anymore just because over polished is seen as like AI did it now.
Yeah.
So it's not genuine. So I think we tried to go as far back the other way as possible.
It's my 10:30 a.m. check learn followers.
I love that. So it's keeping me honest on the timeline here. So we've got Tuesday carousel. Could be a breakdown of, you know, just like a problem that someone has to make them solution aware. It's like solve the process for them over that, or tell a story. You know, you can also do that on a carousel. Reel on Wednesday, maybe something relatable, personal. You could share that. Thursday, a client narrative transformation. So this is like bottom of the funnel. Like, we adopted this method. This is how we did it. If you want the same outcome that so-and-so got,
Work.
this is what I want you to do. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Friday, carousel, system insight. What's your method? Like, what? Talk about a really pivotal part of that method that is specific to your ideal client. It's like, why do you value precision? Like, what does that mean for someone who wants to build a head-turning physique? It's like, what is precision to them? And it's like, what decisions do you guys make with that? Storytelling or a story-heavy reel on Saturday, lifestyle, you know, the process, your business journey, your training journey, maybe something, a big milestone of yours. Sunday, CTA day, Q&A, something along those lines, something to drive reach. There's your 7 days, you know, really straightforward. I think for most of these people, consistency matters more than anything. So anyone who's listening to this now, showing up every day on a strategy and doing it methodically matters more than the volume. Would you agree with that?
100%.
What would you give somebody as a word of advice who maybe is resistant to posting on the internet?
I'll never forget the piece of advice that I think it was James Smith said, and it was like 30 days straight of posting or something like that.
Yeah.
He had like if posting altogether is what you're struggling with,
Yeah.
posting first and foremost is you're going to get over it.
Mm.
By the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th day of posting in a row and getting something up
Yeah.
is going to matter more. Then you're going to be like, fuck, I don't know what to post.
Yeah.
I don't know what to post anymore. Then you can listen to a structure like that and like slot and slide things in to help you. But I think posting something to get into the habit is better than posting nothing, but posting something in general won't get you your clients. So you'll learn real quick return on investment with posting with intent.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
force yourself to do it every single day for, I would say, 30 days. And then the fear of showing up disappears.
Yeah. And it's just the price of entry.
That's like, yeah, that's probably the best piece of advice I could give
Yeah.
with that initially.
100%. It's the price of entry. It's no different to like if you want to build your business in the gym and you're not in the gym, like how the fuck are people going to,
Yeah.
come to you for face-to-face training? If you're not showing up on the internet, you have no right to attract people.
No.
Like they just
They don't know you exist.
That's it. They don't know you exist. They don't know who you are. They don't know you can help them. So there's so many apprehensions around it. It's all just like the story you're telling yourself. And it's like you can either keep playing small and keep telling yourself that story or have a discussion with yourself about the potential upside of going all in.
Yeah, what
And
if it goes right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, sure, someone might talk shit about you. What if you have 15 people working with you? I'd love it. Exactly. Like, doesn't matter how, like, we're going to talk about this on the next episode. Doesn't matter how many people come for me. I have hundreds of people I've worked with who I've helped and have a really positive experience. And and it's all worth it because of that. So whatever fear you guys have, it's all in your head, self-limiting beliefs. The last thing I'll say, just to kind of wrap things up, the reason you guys are missing the mark here is you're avoiding personality. You never tell people what to do next. And you don't build a pipeline that allows people to have a conversation in the DM. So the reason you don't have the clients that you would like right now is because of those three things. So if you can get your own personality and flavor onto your content and onto your personal brand, actually drive people to take action on things, which is your content, to get to work with you, and you make sure that happens in the DMs, you will build a business that gives you 10K months with a lot of enough face-to-face clients that you want. With enough face-to-face clients that you want to build your business. Okay.
Well done.
Questions, feedback, let us know. Gas me up and tell me I'm a better host than Ben. My content's better than his, even though he gave me the outline. If you guys are interested in Standout PT, this is actually one of the units that we do. It's a very, very actionable system. So it's part of our marketing and sales pipeline. So we will go through, you've already kind of developed clarity in the course, and you know who you serve, and you know your niche, and you know your market position, and you've kind of unpacked the bullshit that you tell yourself to keep you playing small, so you're ready to take action now. And we go into how to set up a marketing strategy and developing a funnel, and actually to get into like your niche specific content to write this stuff for you in a system that we know works. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, as well as obviously take your business to regular 10K months in 30 hours a week or less, with a combination of face-to-face and online at the moment, and maybe you want to move fully online in the future, then go to the website, submit an application, we'll jump on a call, we'll show you guys how this will fit. If it doesn't fit, you guys will know where the holes are in your business, and you'll have some value to take home and know where to fix it. If you like it, you obviously jump into the course and you'll start crushing your goals. So head to the website, submit your application. Other than that, hit the like button, hit the share button, let everyone know that Jess and I are better hosts than Ben, and we'll catch you again for another episode soon.